were disgusting. She looks like she's pregnant. She's put weight on. Look at the size of her. I know, but it was from other women as well. It was from other women, literally tearing strips. Oh God, what makes her think she can walk them, the runway at her age and things like that? I was like, come on, sisters.
I think women are their biggest critics. Women are
Yeah.
generally their biggest critics. Well, your biggest critics. What was I going to say? You said, young lady, that larger women have it harder than larger men. Now, I must disagree with that. I must disagree with that because if you ask any larger than life, a big guy, I'm talking big guy as well, if you ask him about his dating experience, unless this guy is extremely wealthy or in a really high powered job, he is going to be bypassed by every single woman. Like no woman's going to give that guy a chance unless I don't know, by some miracle he's able to help him in a job, or they're able to get to know him. Like maybe they work with him or something and they get to know him and they go through that sort of courting period sort of thing. But and sad thing to say, everyone's heard this comment before. There are men out there that will just slam dunk on anything. They don't give a damn what a woman looks like. There are men out there that will just do it. There aren't, however, women going out looking for large men to sleep with. That's just not what's happening out there. That's
Excuse
my
me.
that's my 2 cents.
Excuse me.
That's my 2 cents.
Excuse me. I am a confirmed chubby chaser.
Okay.
I know that's not a politically correct term, but I'll use it. I used to go for the man with the beard on. It was
Okay.
me.
No, I think the big guy. I think there would. I mean, the debate I was listening to, there is a difference between what they were more or less talking about is obese. They were talking about
Yeah.
so obese women and obese men and sort of thing. So because if you think about it, everyone probably even people that aren't fat probably think they're fat. Like most women they got a little bit of belly down there, or most men plus 40 got a little bit of a gut down there. They think they're fat. But that's just where society is at the minute. If you've got a little bit of fat on you, people say that you're fat rather than that you're just not ripped or you're just like a normal build kind of guy. So it is quite difficult, to be fair.
I think it's
Yeah,
better in 2024 now, though, to be a bigger woman
Most
than
definitely.
like in the 90s. As I was saying, the icons were Kate Moss. Now they're your Cardi B's with the big bums and the Beyoncé's with the athletic body. I think it's easier to be a bigger woman now. I wish it had been like that when back in the 90s. I might have had some confidence back then.
Mm.
But definitely, I mean, I don't know what you think, Courtney, because your figure's lovely, but you're a dancer.
thank you. I honestly, I think it's weird because everyone, I think, I always say to myself, like, I was in therapy for an eating disorder, so even now, I struggle to wear, like, even though a lot of my videos, like, I'm wearing, like, tight clothes, but, like, generally, I wear, like, my jumpers, my jeans, like, I've got jeans and I've got leggings on underneath my jeans, like, I really make sure, like, I try to be as covered as I can. And I've been to the point of where size 4 was baggy on me, so I was that small, and I hated my weight. I hated how I looked then. But then I've also been in a position where I've had a bum and I've had a figure, and I didn't really like my body then. I honestly believe if you don't like yourself or love yourself at any size, you won't, regardless how much weight you lose, regardless how much weight you gain, if you want to gain weight, you're never going to truly be happy, because it is a more of a mental thing than it is a image thing. And people speak to me, I think no matter where I go, even when I'm sitting in the office, people are talking about diets, and honestly, I actually go and remove myself and I put headphones on. It's so annoying, because I just think if you cannot love yourself like at the size you are, there's no point you losing weight, because this is how disordered eating starts. Like, it's literally a progressive thing, because you're chasing a feeling, but you're never going to get that feeling just by losing weight. Like, it's more of a mental battle than, and there's so much fake information like Juice Plus. I want to shake everybody who does fucking Juice Plus and sells it.
Yeah, I know. I used to do it.
I have really big feelings about these people. Like, do you know, I know people who have been in hospital because of Juice Plus. Like, and yes, they make you lose weight, and I'm not denying that they do make you lose weight, but in such a healthy way that it's like a short fix.
Yeah.
And instead of people actually working out in a healthy manner, eating proper foods, doing it the healthier way, is what, yes, it takes longer to lose weight because your body has to be like, oh, this is a change, you know, and then, you know, your body takes time to adapt to something new. And then it lasts longer, but people never want to put in that hard work. They always want shortcuts, short fix. Instead of, you know, it just doesn't happen. But generally, I'm learning to like my figure now, but I still have my days.
What's your opinion on the Ozempic craze at the moment? Which is the jabs. Have you not seen them? All the stars are taking the new Ozempic and Saxenda jabs, and it's literally stopping them eating. It's actually a diabetes medication that you've now found out works to stop your appetite. And you know, the Kim Kardashians and everybody are taking the Ozempic, and it's the new thing, the Ozempic diet, and it's making billions. But the problem being that people that are diabetic that actually need the medication aren't able to get it because people are buying it out.
Wow.
It's disgusting. It's so bad. Like,
Wow.
so bad. I can't even describe it in any different way.
I think it's sad. I think the sad thing is though that it's like people are desperate to lose that weight, and there are people out there that were willing to do anything to lose that weight. So if they can take a pill or take some drugs, do this, they're gonna do it. So I mean, and sometimes, like, you know, there are cases where it doesn't work and people have ended up in hospital, but there's sometimes where there's cases where people have lost a load of weight, and you know, that's the boost that they've needed to sort of like help them sort of start their weight loss journey. Like, because you know, they've been, you hear people say all the time, I've been working out for years, I never see any bloody results, it's so frustrating, and they just need a hand. We'll go to Joe. Joe, you're famous on this one.
I saw you and I just thought, flipping how, quick, get ready. Oh my God, I've got so much to say. First of all, I think you need to learn to handle food, most importantly, because it doesn't matter what you do, you can have everything taken off, you can have everything done. If you don't get that problem, you're going back to your yo-yo. You're there you go, and you're going to never stop. It's going to go on forever, because if you don't get the mindset sorted, you're fucked. Simple as that. And I know that because I've been there. I've done that. I'm 10 years clean. Do you know what I mean? I've kept the weight off now for 5 years after 30 years of yo-yoing, and I have got a problem with food. I've always had a problem with food. I've been on every single diet. I've binged out every single time that a problem's happened in life. I just kept getting fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter. The only way for me not to keep going on that thing was to find my way out. And that was to look at nutrition and to do a bit of exercise. And listen, when I started, right, all I did was count calories, watched my protein, and exercised 3 times a week. That's where I started. 5 years later from the gym, and I'm a fanatic. Do you know what I mean? So you have to you can't just substitute it. I know people that have been really, really big and they needed a knee operation. So you would think they know me. I can help you. I know exactly what we could do to help you to get you to your weight so you can have your operation. Instead, it was, no, I'm going to use this really shit diet where you don't eat food. You eat plastic stuff that comes and you add water. And then 2 weeks before your operation, you have all your checks done and they say, no, you're nutrient deficient. You can't have the operation. You need another couple of months. So you need to go home and start eating red meat. You need to start eating this. Do you know what I mean? So and also if you don't eat the right amount of foods and you inject yourself and then you're only eating this amount of food rather than this, you're not going to be well on the inside. Your mind's not going to be well. You're not going to be able to see things logically. Things will change. You have to focus on your mindset. You have to focus on your nutrition. You can do everything else, but you're just going to keep going around in circles. You're never going to stop, and then one day you die and you'll probably be fat.
That's that's very sad.
To dying with you. It's like you're dead to me.
What were you going to say, Courtney? Sorry.
Again, I suffered from an eating disorder, and also I worked in an anorexia ward as well. And people don't realize that you don't have to be a size 4 for your body to have the same problem as anorexia people. If your body is starved, your body's going to go into like refeeding syndrome, and that's why people feel so weak. So when you starve yourself or not eating enough food, your body starts attacking like your muscles. So your muscles will eventually get weaker because your organs, your body needs to survive, and
then
all of this
slows down.
Yeah, and even your brain, that's why you have no function, like you cannot even remember things, even like you lose your feelings as well. You lose your feelings to things, have zero emotions. Like, I don't think people realize how much food is. I hear people even having like 600 calories a day. It's ridiculous. You cannot function on 600 calories a day as a woman. Us as women, we have so much hormone, which we have so much going on generally that our body needs food, especially around periods and stuff like that. It's insane. Like the way men train, the way men have nutrition is completely different to women. You cannot compare two bodies while completely different. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's like with that as well, what you're saying about, when you go into starvation mode, your body goes into cortisol overload. And so you probably are thinking you're going to be stimulated, and you probably are stimulated. Your sleep's probably all over the place. Your periods are all over the place. You're feeling weak, but you probably have a bit more energy than you actually really have because of the cortisol, because it keeps you up, because it keeps you awake. But actually what it's doing is just ravishing your insides. And do you know what I mean? By the time you get to them 40, when your periods are really naturally starting to stop, and then you start getting into your menopause, you're the lady in hospital because you've broken your ribs at the age of 55 because of the brittle bones and things like that.
And the crash is even more. That's what people get addicted to, because it's like, I am getting that energy boost, but it's
the negative side. It's the dark side. It's the negative side. Do you know what I mean? You've got your positives and you've got your negatives. The positives, they're doing it all on the good chemicals, the real stuff that's going into their belly, and they're feeling good. The people on the negative side, they're probably getting the same sorts of feelings, but actually what's happening is all the chemicals are then going into their heart, kidneys, lungs, etc. Then they start getting heart disease and things like that as they get older. Their mental health goes down the potty completely. You need to eat. You need to eat. And do you know what? Nutrition that we have these days, our food is not as good as what it was 50 years ago. We know that. If you analyse it, we haven't got all the nutrients. And so even if you eat a good diet, you still need probably other bits and pieces to supplement what you're doing. Because, unless you're paying really high price for food, it's not the great quality. So we need more. So if you're only then eating that much food, do you know what I mean? Can you imagine what it's really doing inside your body? No wonder there's so much mental health in the world, because the thing is, the first line of defence against every single thing is food. And most people use it as a weapon against their bodies rather than the goodness that they need for it. And, if you don't get your food right, what the fuck else? Do you know what I mean? That's where it starts, food.
Yeah.
So how do women get confident in terms of, because I've seen women that are overweight that are confident, and they'll put whatever they want on and they'll dress however they want, and then I've seen you know, women that anyone would look at, Courtney, you're tiny, or anyone would look at you and say you're tiny, you know, and, you know, hearing that you used to have a weight, like, you know, a condition where you thought you was like
It's
overweight
nothing
or
to do
past
with the
yourself.
size. It's nothing to do with the size of the
No.
body. Not really. It's got nothing to do with it. It's the mindset. It's what you were brought up with. It's everything you've heard over the years. It's everything you've taken in. It's got nothing to do with really the body. I mean, some people, you know, they stay thin because of those same things. Other people, they eat food. But it's to do with how confident you are. You see some big girls, they are really confident. But we know that a lot of them, that's not real confidence. That's the show, because you need to see and think that I'm happy. Because all of us put on that face, don't we? No one goes out, oh God, I'm fat. You know, you don't. You just go out there and you live your life. And, you know, we know that probably half the people we talk to, they're lying when they say what they're really feeling like. A lot of people feel like crap, but they won't admit it.
That's so true. And obviously I speak to a lot of women, a lot of models and stuff like that, and you see them, you see their pictures, and you think they're the most confident people in the world. And then when I sit down and meet them, have conversations with them, like in person and stuff, they literally almost fall to pieces. Like their confidence is shot. Like they think they're when I see like a really pretty woman, I'm just like, oh, she's like, oh, my lips, I need to do this to my lips. And they're like, oh, my eyes, I need to do something underneath my eyes. I'm like, or my hair. The best one, this is one men love, is when women say that their hair's greasy. If no man even knows what greasy hair looks like, you know, I'm telling you.
I think white men know because they have the same texture as our hair. Like, I think greasy looks different in different textured hair. Do you get what I mean? Like, greasy in our hair looks awful. Like, it just makes you look dirty.
Touching the hair now, look. I'm like, does it look greasy?
You know what? With all these pretty girls and stuff.
Like, no, to be honest, my hair's not actually greasy. It's just black because I was at work. But generally, I'm just like, nope. Hair, you've got to wait because I need to braid it. But yeah, like, I feel like white men know the difference between white people's washed hair and greasy hair. I understand if other like people don't, but don't know the difference.
Well, I've been around a lot of white women in my life, and I can tell you I've seen a lot of hair, and yeah, I've never been able to tell any difference, to be honest with you.
Can I just say regarding that, right, about you saying how I call them the body beautiful, you know, they're actually beautiful people. I know everyone's beautiful, we know that, but do you know what I mean? The people that look perfect in every single way. But the thing is, they probably don't think they look perfect. They've still got their hang-ups because, you know, even though they're thin, they know that bit sticks out a little bit too much. But to them, that little bit sticking out that we can barely see, to them that's huge because they see it in the mirror. But the thing is, because they look after the outside, and this is the thing where every single person on the planet I've set are around about 5% different. Every single person, they concentrate on this. This is the thing that matters. This is the thing. But that is the thing that doesn't matter. Yes, for looking good, maybe. But if you don't look after the inside, the outside won't look after itself. So you need to look after the inside to look after the outside. But the inside is the thing that you really need to look after. You really do. Because without that, you are...
exercise for the heart and the lungs.
Yeah.
It's okay looking great, but if you're going to be in a...
Looking after your mental health. People are, I mean, I've written about this because I see it on social media, these most beautiful people, and you think looking at them, they've got everything going for themselves because it's about how you look, but actually inside they're such broken people that are just going around the cycle and they don't know how to get out of it because they're concentrating on what looks like there because that's all that's important to you. When actually they need to take a step back and start working on their mindset. Start nourishing what's going into their brain, into their soul, and into their mouth.
Do you think it matters that, you know, let's just say, do you think a man's opinion or men's approval almost gives women a bit more confidence? Like,
absolutely.
I disagree. A man can, like, I will say thank you for a compliment, just like Jay, like, but inside, it honestly makes my heart sink. Like, it actually strips me from my confidence. But if a woman is like, oh yeah, you're pretty, I'm like, oh, thank you. But I feel like if a man compliments me, it's kind of like, I'm like, I could never take it as like a genuine compliment. Like I always think, what are you after? Like, you know, because
Don't think so hard sometimes. Just take a compliment. I'll take that. It's a nice bit of positivity coming back to you. Just take it as that, and that's it. Nothing more. Just don't even think about anything now.
I'll take it. Like I will say thank you to be kind, but honestly, like inside, I want to crawl under a carpet and hide.
Yeah.
Is that you, Courtney, or is that because we're talking about women in general, and we know is it the fact that you know there's trauma or something there, and you just don't like men making you feel uncomfortable?
I think
I have to admit I'm like that. There's a trauma there, and when men give me compliments, I sort of and then I'm okay. But could it be a trauma that's making you react? I'm not saying it's a bad or a good thing. What I'm saying is that the possibility is 9 times out of 10, most women, if they get a compliment from a man, will go, thanks, and they'll walk up with their head a little bit higher. There are some, though, you know, that 1 out of 10, like myself and you, that will get a compliment from a guy and will sort of go, what's he want? What does he want?
yeah.
And we'll move away. And I think that's where some people are.
And you took the words out. You took the words out of my mouth, because I was going to say the same thing, to be honest with you, because it does scream. It does scream that, you know, there's like, you know, especially if you've been let down by men and you've been through a bit of trauma, it's very easy to sort of not go cold, but, you know, almost be very, like your trust barrier is just a lot higher, and it's probably on an individual thing. Like if you know me a little bit, if I said you look really nice, you probably wouldn't feel that way, would you? I hope not, anyway.
Yeah, that's, you know what, it is who it is. Do you know what you said right there is true, because if it depends on who you are and you compliment me, I can take it very well. But if it's coming from someone like and I think, you know, what you said, like mine's definitely coming from trauma, for sure. Like, you know, in that sense, I don't have really any trust in men. Like, it doesn't stop me from helping men. Don't get me wrong. Like, it doesn't make me believe that all men are the same, because I know that they're not. But I'm just very, very protective of myself. So if that means, you know, like, even when it comes to if men in the street want to have a conversation with me, I'm very blunt and cut it short. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can, if they want help and directions, I'll give them help. And I'll give them help and directions, but you're staying a good arm length. Like, you cannot reach me to touch me. Do you know? So kind of like things like that. Like, I don't mind going out my way to help a male, but it will be within distance.
But it's because it's on your terms.
Like, yeah, exactly. So it doesn't generally control me. I don't think like my trauma controls me these days, but to a massive degree. But it is a thing where I am really protective, and I'm very, 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 very aware. Like, you know, I'm so switched on. When it comes to men, I can sniff them. I swear to God, I can sniff a bad man.
You're all right.
You can sniff a bad man. What does that entail then? What does that entail?
Do you know, do you know, it's just a sense. And I'm not to big up my own horn, but I'm never usually wrong. I'm never usually wrong. Ever since I've been young, there was a situation that me and my sister had a horse, and we was coming back, and I think I was like 13. So my sister was like about 11, and where the bus stop was on a motorway, so you could only run back, and a van pulled up, so it was like a 3-seater in the van. So I said to my sister, we need to move away from the bus stop. And she was like, no, Courtney, you know, you're just overthinking. And I said, no, we need to move away from the bus stop. And was eating at McDonald's. These 2 guys got out, opened the back, you know, the back doors, and was like, jump in, girls. I grabbed my sister. Best believe, because we got a head start, they'd closed the thing and they was chasing us.
Wow.
But cut long story short, as soon as they heard the siren, they had run the opposite direction. And the same van, got reported for trying to kidnap a 4-year-old in the front garden, like a week prior. and they just wasn't cool. Like since I've been young, I don't know what it is. I've just had a sense of something bad's gonna happen, and I don't know what it is. But I mean, even from like primary school age, I've just had, and I don't know where I've got it from, but I've always had this kind of sense that something bad's gonna happen, or a bad person, someone. Yeah, I don't know what it is. So when I say I smell it.
I think from going from our interview that we had, you did say that you looked after your siblings, and you had loads of siblings. You looked after them, so you and obviously you didn't have much help from the other person, so you actually became a mother yourself. So like so it's kind of like mothering instincts kind of thing that you've kind of taken on board, I think.
Well done.
Yeah, probably.
Well done.
Probably. Yeah. 1 second. Sorry, my dog.
And I think though as well, when you're young and you deal with stuff, do you know what I mean? You have trauma at such a young age. I know that because of how I was and stuff, and because of that, you become hyper vigilant. Your senses become heightened because you're aware always, because you always need to be aware who, where, and what. And so as you get up older and older and older, that becomes part of who you are, and you do become more. You have more emotion, you have more empathy, you see things that other people don't see. Do you know what I mean? Because you're so aware, because that's how you brought yourself up. That's what I
And
do.
you're watching more as well. A person like you say that's been through trauma watches everything, and they get everything a normal person wouldn't pick up.
No.
Like you can just a twitch in the face or something like that, you will spot it before anybody else, and you're saying, I knew something was coming.
It's like,
I knew something was
like when I walk in a room, when I walk in a room, I literally do the whole room. Most people just walk in a room. I'm literally scanning the whole place. I can feel different do you know what I mean? It just straight away. I don't like walking into a room.
You've got extremely long hands, Joe, haven't you?
Really hard.
I make my hands look small. Jesus.
No, it's probably all the weight that I've lost. I don't think they're. Oh no, do you know what it is? It's my nails need doing. They're really long.
Oh, fair enough. Wow.
My witchy hands.
Wow. So, are women in the gym getting themselves in tip-top shape to please men? I won't ask you this, Courtney.
No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. Do you know why? And I can tell you why. There's not that many girls in the gym. I've been to many gyms and you don't see that many girls. You see a few, but we're on probably, I'm going to say we're 1 to 10, 1 to 20, 1 to 30 with men.
Not in my gym.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe the different types of gym. I mean, I do go to the cyber gym, as was the guide. But, all the gyms I've gone to, there's always been a high ratio. Sometimes I've been in gyms and I'm the only girl. Sometimes I'm literally the oldest person in the gym.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
I do more classes, so for me it's more women-based. I do classes over the actual gym.
I like the big sweaty muscle.
So mine is more women. And I go to fitness days and it's like 7 hours, but it's like 90% women. And 95% actually, I would say women, and then 5% men. So I see more women, but I will say this: women aren't there for anybody else but themselves.
No, they're not. You don't listen. You do see. I mean, I've seen women before on a bike with reading a book or doing some notes and things like that. They're just there because they probably think they need to be there. It's just because that's what they do. Do you know what I mean? You go in the gym to get hot and sweaty and look a mess. If you don't come out of the gym looking hot and sweaty and a bit of a mess, you haven't really been there and done the work. And who's got time to waste?
Come out with big hair, that's how you know I've had a good workout. I look like I've got an afro. Honestly, it's out here. I will send a photograph one day of my hair when I've worked out. It either goes in ringlets, if I've sweated, it goes in ringlets, or it's huge. And I'm talking 1970s bush hair. So that's how you know I've had a really good workout. She's got this massive hair.
I don't go into the gym. Like, I think the last two times I went into the gym, I've walked in and I felt so intimidated and so overwhelmed by the whole of the gym. I've walked out. I cannot, it's like torture to my brain.
You know what, right?
You had that
Listen,
experience though, didn't you? Did some bloke sort of pick you up, didn't he, by your bum cheeks? So I would imagine
Yeah.
that was traumatizing.
Courtney,
Yeah.
you've got to work on this. If you want to go to the gym, you've got to work on it. Because listen, when I first started the gym, which was 5 years ago, I was 48. And I thought, I can't just go to a gym. I can't, because it would be horrendous. I'd just be on my own, the old woman, blah, blah, blah. I found a private little gym and I worked with lots of 30-year-old people. And it was like a life-changing experience. I found the right gym. I went to lots of different gyms, because gyms aren't just gyms anymore. There's all sorts of little gyms. But you can go there, because I go into a gym and literally so many times, like the other day I had a meltdown. I wanted to cry. I felt so intimidated, overwhelmed. It was noisy. Everything was taken. I didn't know what to do. And I just phoned my friend, cried on the phone for a few moments, and then thought, this, I'm going to, do you know what I mean? So you've got to work on here. We can get you in there if you want to get in there.
So
What-
it's
what-
whether
You know what? I know
you don't want to go
really
there.
like improve my dance. Like I know it would improve me like so much if I went to the gym. But I just like when I step in foot in the gym, I actually feel like I'm being tortured.
Oh, bless you.
I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the worst place on earth, and I can't. Do you know with me, like even in my day-to-day life, like even when I go into the office, I can't stay in the office. I do a few hours in the office and I have to go for a different scenery, because once I'm bored, it turns torturous, like, and I cannot function. It actually makes me angry. Like I don't know what it is. Like even when I'm here, I have to be focused on something what entertains me, because if I'm not, I probably would hate being at home as well. If my mind's not stimulated, and I think that's what I love about dance, because the music's there. Like the music's something that I really enjoy. Like, yeah, I'm moving every part of my act, from my hair to my toes. You are moving to some extent. You're so kind of, then you're trying to catch time in, and then you've got to add personality to it, and that's what I struggle the most, because I have the most straightest face when I dance. But there's so much to it where I feel like the gym is just like.
Well, what about gym classes? Like I say, like a Zumba or a Latin fitness. I do one that's drum and bass, which is like dancing combat, which to drum and bass. They're all out there, and I think that would be something that maybe you would love, because it works on the core for your dancing and things like that, and the music and the lights, and that you've got to keep your timing, and there are people there around you, but nobody's with you. Does that make sense? So you're in your own. Yeah. So,
I did do some dance fitness. I loved it.
yeah.
But I feel like the cheap gyms never have things like that. It's always Nuffield Health and things like that who have those fun classes.
The normal gyms do have classes and stuff.
Sorry, my dog farted.
But yeah, a lot of them
Don't
do
lie, Courtney,
have
it was
classes.
She's gone red. She's gone red. Oh, hello.
No, it's the dog. It's the dog.
I need to do a dog podcast where everyone gets their dog and puts it on their lap and do a podcast. So it's going to be interesting, because my dog's watching. My dog likes watching wildlife programs. He's watching lions hunting, eating other things. I don't know if I should let him watch that, but yeah, he's sitting there just staring up at it, watching it. He loves it.
My dog gets so excited if she hears a dog or an animal on the TV, and I've said I'm going to have to move this TV away, because I've got a feeling one of these days she's going to go for that TV, and I'm going to end up with no TV left, because she's like, ooh, do you know what I mean? Because she's such an aggro dog, she wants to have a scrap. So if she hears animals, she's like, all right, we're going, are we? And I'm thinking my telly's going to go at any minute. But what I was going to suggest was, if I can, my friend, he does the fitness days in Stevenage, in that sort of place, for 7 hours. I'll see if I can get us some tickets and all of us go.
Well, hey.
6 different classes every hour, so you can choose where you want to go. Different classes, HIIT classes, combat classes, fun classes, dance classes, everything. and then you finish on like Pilates to stretch it all out with the balls and everything. I'll see if I can get us some tickets and we'll all go.
Ooh.
I would be so interested.
I'm going to ask a question that's nothing to do with any of that.
Okay.
How do you share this to like your profile?
Oh, so you, to be honest with you, I actually don't know how, well, so wait a minute. So the TikTok studio, you should
I'm on
be
my phone.
Yeah, you should be able to go, if you sign into the TikTok studio, you
I
should be
haven't
able
got
to
my laptop at the moment. I bloody dropped it when I did my last live.
I'm sure you can do it via the phone.
I'm sure I've done it on the phone before.
Yeah, you can do it via your phone. I will download it anyway, and if you want, I'll make clips from it anyway and send it to you if you want them. But yeah, basically. Basically, but I think what you should do, Courtney, you should do a online dance class, like sort of thing, maybe a dance fitness class. That'd be really good for you to do, I think.
We'll all do it.
I'd do it.
I am the most uncoordinated person on the planet.
In fact, we'd all do it.
What was that, Courtney? Sorry, I missed that.
I'm signing you all up.
I said I feel like I'd be a really bad teacher.
Oh, okay. One of those. No, do you know what, Courtney? I'm going to send you. I really want to learn these dance moves on YouTube. They're like really popular dance moves, and I really want to learn them. So I'm going to send you the video, and you can teach me.
Teach all of us.
Honestly, right? I can't dance.
Okay, cool.
I can't dance. I only did my first dance ever really this year. But I can't move my arms and legs at the same time. It's either one or the other. Do you know what I mean?
Show us what we're working with over there, Joe.
No,
Go on, Joe.
I mean, the thing is, I've got a bit of movement now because I do dance to this one. My ADHD brain, I can dance to this one song over and over and over again. And that's the one that I did. I danced in front of work colleagues to overcome some trauma. So on a Sunday morning at 9 o'clock, there was me dancing to this song in front of people because I'd never danced in front of people for like 35 years or something. But yeah, 45 years. So now I have kitchen discos. I'm Alexa, play the song, and I'm like there on a little dance, and my arms are going up in the air, and I'm loving it.
Isn't it powerful? The powerful, like, the power of music, where you can just put it on and just transform everything.
Yeah. Do you know what? When I went to a festival in the summer, I literally was dancing because obviously I don't dance. So I went off and danced on my own, and then I walked back to my friend and I was just dancing, and suddenly I just burst out of tears. Literally just started crying and proper snot coming out and everything, because it was the emotion. It's like, oh my God, I'm dancing. Do you know what I mean? This is just, and I was like, just enjoying it. And that is the first time I can say in my whole life that I've enjoyed ever dancing, because I just lost myself in my own little way, and it was just like the best feeling. I've never experienced that before, ever. And no one was around me, even though everyone was, but it was just like, I was alone. It was brilliant.
When we do go, bring your heels, especially you, Brooksy, right? And there's a class that you can do in heels.
All right, radio.
Called Straw, right? And there's like Divanomics. Oh God, my head's going all. I'm like, I've got loads of ideas in my head.
Do you know what? I think that's why I've generally got a headache, because I've just got so many little different things going on here, and I think that might be why I've got a slight headache today. Because honestly, like today, like I had so much planned to do, and I was just like
magnesium.
I took my magnesium. I think I bloody OD'd on the magnesium, actually. I slipped. I took 2 on accident today. I just literally pulled it out in my hand and took it. And
I don't think something like that would hurt that much.
No. No, I think it's just literally just overthinking things. And I think there's bugs going around and stuff. And kids at school always bringing something home.
A lot of sickness around everywhere.
There is.
Lots of people losing their voices and stuff.
Indeed. So, Courtney, you're going to come up with a 1-2 routine for us. Show us some dance. Yep. What's that, sorry?
You're giving people ideas. RZ said, I'll get involved.
Oh, so I'm saying
the pressure is getting hot.
See what I'm saying? I'm gonna make you a TikTok dancer. That's what I'm gonna make you. I'm gonna come down and make you a TikTok dancer. That's gonna be your thing.
And then I'm going to take you to Stevenage, and I'm going to introduce you to all the instructors, and that's it.
And we're going to the festival in the summer.
And then we're going to a festival with Joe. We're dragging it everywhere.
No, we definitely need to do that. Definitely need to do that, like a whole, like a content creator sort of meeting sort of thing. That'd be really good. Really good.
Definitely.
Thanks for sharing the love, buddy. Oh, Jesus, my arms. Do you know?
Oh, that'd be so fun.
I think you should do it. I think you're good enough. I've had a nosy. I've had a nosy.
We've seen all those moves. Yada 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 yada.
All I can do is swing the hips. That's it. I was watching I'm a Celebrity, and Otie's on there from Strictly Come Dancing, and she was teaching them how to do a figure eight. And I was like, I can do that. Figure eight with your hips. Have you seen her? Otie from
No, I've got a story.
go on.
I went. Oh, Otis, yeah.
Yeah, she's on now.
Sorry, I'm really delayed. I thought you said stop.
No, I was just saying she's been teaching everyone to dance in there, and I was like, oh, I can do that.
Oh, I love her. I think she's. I don't know. Do you know when someone just seems? I like your energy. I haven't seen her on I'm a Celeb, but I've seen her on Strictly Come Dancing.
Amazing.
Yeah, I just think she
amazing.
has such a great like personality. I don't know.
Her and her sister, because it's her sister, isn't it? That's
What I was gonna say is that I have a.
Go on.
Sorry, I think my phone is delayed. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's delayed. I'm sure. Just go. Tell your story.
Okay, I was going to say that I went to a Kazumba class, yeah, and I don't really like being touched, especially by men, not if I don't know them. And so I thought it was like a step in the uncomfortable because, you know, Kazumba, you're right up close and, you know, it's all kind of like, you know, sensual sort of thing. But anyway, I had a really great experience nonetheless. But the teacher brought her old student, and she said he didn't have 2 left feet, he had 3 left feet, and now he travels around the world doing professional dancing.
Oh, fabulous. How fabulous.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Anyone can dance.
Amazing.
Anyone can dance.
Yeah, I don't quite believe you there though at this stage because I know that not everyone can dance. I mean, moving, if you call moving dancing, yeah, I can dance. But
I think it's called having fun. If you're having fun, if they're having fun, let them enjoy themselves, you know.
yeah, I tried to teach myself to dance, but I just couldn't get the coordination and it was too fast and it was, yeah.
It is really frustrating.
Do you know what? Slow dance is a fast dance.
I never slowed dance because I was fat. So you know, like at the end of the night when they used to grab me for the slow dance, never had one of them. But I love to like lob myself all over dance floors. I just throw myself all over. I just don't care anymore. Well, not that I go out much now, but yeah, I do like to dance.
I hear it. How about you, Carlos? Do you like going on the dance floor?
Hey, I've torn up dance floors all my life, mate. All my life, I've torn up dance floors. I think I like to have fun. You know, I do all my crazy moves and stuff like that. You know, so I'm good. I'm famous for my white. When I was younger, I used to have these white shoes, and literally they were my slip and slide shoes. I used to be going crazy. Anytime Billie Jean came on, literally it was like I was the Undertaker. I would just literally just arise and just start going crazy. Honestly, quite cringe now when I look back.
We'll sing, you dance. Billie Jean is not my lover.
Not right. Not right now. I need to stretch at my age. I need to stretch first.
And he hasn't got his shoes on. He hasn't got his shoes.
I need to stretch at my age. I need to stretch before I break out in a dance.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
Stretch.
I was doing I don't know if do you know who Jean-Claude Van Damme is, Courtney?
Who?
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Anyway, he's an
I
actor,
feel
and
like I've heard of it, but I don't.
he's famous. No, it's a guy. He's famous for doing all these kicks and karate kicks and stuff like that. And I was doing that on my YouTube channel, like, because it's got like a YouTube Shorts sort of thing, like kind of like TikTok, but it's for YouTube. And I was doing loads of kicks and stuff like that on there. And literally, I threw my hip out because I was jumping up and trying to do these mad kicks and stuff like that. And yeah, so I need to stretch up. When you hit 40, you need to start stretching before you do all that stuff.
Do you know what? I found out that this week, because I ended up in hospital on Saturday, nothing serious. So on Friday, I started getting a pain in my leg. And by 11 o'clock at night, I was in absolute agony. I couldn't straighten my leg, couldn't weight on it, and I had a massive lump on the side of it. So I was thinking, what the hell's happened? If I'd hit myself somehow, I'd know. And I hadn't. Anyway, they got me a hospital appointment for 11 o'clock the next day to get it checked out. And basically what I'd done, I'd started running the week before and I didn't warm up properly. And because of that, I didn't warm up my quad or my hamstring, I'm not sure. But because I didn't there's a muscle going down there, which I think must end around below the knee and literally that had just inflamed and was swollen. I'm not allowed to do running now until I've seen a bloody physio.
Yeah, it's quad.
I bloody started running. I loved it last week. I did 10 minutes on the treader, first time ever. And then I got up to 10 kilometres an hour. What was it? Must have been, 10. Do you know what I mean? Because I was running really fast. I just wanted to see. That's probably when I did it. Push the button up,
Yes.
just faster.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh,
Right. And letting them roll on it. Right, so you're lying on your tummy
yeah.
and let it sit there and then let it roll up and then just let it massage your quads.
I could do with someone doing that literally right over from head to toe, both sides and on the
Well,
sides as well.
you can use these anywhere and everywhere.
You need one on the wall and you can just like up and down on it like that, or
I'm just being I'm just being sneaky over here, guys. Just trying to manipulate the camera a little bit so I can show you a lot of stuff. But I thought when we was talking about when skinny people think they're fat and fat people think they're skinny and stuff like that, I think we have to go to this classic white chick scene.
Oh, Tina Turner.
What do you think?
That looks so sexy.
Are you kidding? Hi, I'm Cellulite Sally. Look at my huge badonkey. Oh, and don't forget about me. I'm back fat.
Oh my God.
Now, who
That's
could
what I
have
mean.
said that? Oh yeah, it's Tina the talking tummy. I can't even wear a short skirt and a top without looking like a fat pig.
No,
Well, calm down. I'll go see if there's something else out there for you, okay?
I tell you, when I was in my therapy session, I went to Westfield to get new jeans because I'd outgrown all of my other jeans, and it was like my height was petite, but then because I'd put on weight, I was in shape, and I couldn't, because I was like petite and shape same size. I literally went into the toilets and had a full crisis moment. Like I had a full breakdown in Westfield toilet because I was like, oh my, like 1 minute I feel fat, then I thought, what's happening? Like I'm fat but I'm also petite, what's going on?
But it's
'Cause,
difficult.
I feel like when they think of like,
It's difficult because the thing is, oh my God.
This is Joe, guys. This is Joe. So this is Joe then, and now this is Joe now.
That's mental.
Wow.
oh, you don't even.
No, I know. It's
Thank you,
crazy.
God.
It's literally, I mean, in my head, I've been reborn. I literally have woken up a different person now. You know what I mean? I'm learning how to live a life. I'm learning things again. I don't know certain things because I've never been me right now in most situations. And it's flipping crazy. Do you know what, right? When I first, this is about like how you look and everything, because you lose the weight, but the mind takes a lot longer to catch up, and mine's still catching up.
I was literally going to ask that.
Yeah, so like when I started losing weight, and like, so when I first lost the first lot of weight, that was at Slimming World. I lost 5.5 stone. I went down to about 11.5 stone, and 11 stone. I was, I was a size 12-ish, probably a 14 in shorts, but some tops like dresses I could wear a 10, but I wasn't really a 10, but I could squeeze it in. But I was a fat thin. So I was thin, but my belly was still huge because going on the Slimming World diet, you lose body muscle and everything. You don't really lose, just fat. And so when I started losing weight, I would like, my hair would look nice and everything like that. And then I used to think, oh my God. And then when I started losing a lot of weight, I started thinking, oh my God, they're going to think I'm a 25-year-old. And when I turn around, it's going to be grandma. Oh my God. That's how I used to think, because, my head hadn't caught up with me. Now I know I'm a 53-year-old woman and not many people look like me. And do you know what I mean? But that is, it's tricky because it does take a long time to catch up. Now I'm proud. I'm like, yeah, I'm 53. You want to have a little moan about me? Let me tell you, you won't look anything like this when you're 53, because I can tell you that most people don't. Because most people don't take care of themselves as they get older. We know that. And so, yeah, I'm starting to get more confident with it. But I still get nervous when people compliment me.
I had the same thing. Obviously, I was a size 24 at my biggest, and here I am now at like 14. And it gets to the point where you literally, obviously I'm 6 foot as well, remember, I'm wearing heels, so I'm 6'4", I'm wearing these pretty dresses, the boobs are out, blah, blah, blah. And I'd walk in and people go, wow, and I'd go, you? And I'd go, oh, me? And I didn't see it. I'd still be, and now they'll say to me, the mask has to go on, which is like tonight, I've not got any makeup on, I've just got some eyelashes on. But if I'm going out and it's like I've got something next week, it'll be full face, hair will be done. Do you get what I mean? And I have to wear that mask. But for however long, 6 months, maybe a year, I still would. What are they talking about?
Yeah.
You.
Yeah. I know. And I think, I think I'm always going to be a bit like that, though. I think, I don't think that my mind is ever going to be 100% healed in a way that I don't feel, still a bit insecure. I think I'm always going to be a fat head in my fat in my head. That's how I am because of my thing with food. I'm just a binge eater that's been able to get it under control. But let me tell you that, anything could come in its way and could destroy it. It's only my mindset that absolutely now won't let me go past, like we've spoken before, I'll have a day or two, but then get straight back onto the horse and get on it. It is all about up here. And
how long did it take you to buy the right size clothes as well? Because
I'm going to tell you, last Christmas.
Yeah, it takes ages.
Christmas before, because the Christmas before, I suddenly, in November, when COVID kicked off and we all went home, got locked up a couple of years ago, I started losing weight and toning up and everything, and suddenly I went from a sort of a 14 down the bottom and probably a 12 at the top. I went into the shops and all my clothes were falling off. I had to go and buy new clothes. I went from a size 10, both top and bottom. Never in my life have I been the same size, top and bottom. I've always been a pear-shaped. And that is when I started buying clothes that fit me now. And now I always can buy a size 10 or even smaller sometimes, because I am losing a little bit more weight, I think. But, I'm building my muscles up. But yeah, it's only been in the last couple of years that I've been able to, because I used to squeeze into them. I just think, no, I must have been quite thin back then, but the skirts was, so tight.
I went into the changing rooms today and the major was that shop, and I'd taken a dress in, and he must have seen the number of the dress. I've never really told him what size I had. Anyway, I was trying the dress on and it was too big, and all of a sudden this hand came in with a size 12, and he went, now try the right size on.
Oh, see it, and do you know what? And I think that's it. We will automatically. It's up here as well. We will automatically go to the higher size, and because it will be better for us to size that higher size on, it fit us, than if we try a smaller size on and it be too big. I mean, too small. So we'll go for the bigger size and then we'll try the real size on. I did it. I mean, listen, honestly, even last year or the year before, I bought size 12 jeans because they were from a shop online, and I thought they're going to be tiddly little jeans. And when I got them, I lifted them up and I thought, I'm never going to get into these. And these are size 12. They were too big. Because I thought, do you know what I mean? I still think in here, you know, and every time I buy clothes, I'm thinking, oh, is that going to fit? It's very rare that it doesn't. Do you know what I mean? But
Sorry, my dear.
Do men go through that as well? Do they like?
Yes, definitely. I mean, I can only talk for myself. I've always yo-yoed. Like sometimes I'll go up to like I got up to like a 36. And I think my biggest, widest wise on the bottom was like 38. And like I'll start training. What happens with me, same thing, kind of like a woman really. I'll eat a little bit and then I'll train, but I'll always go back to training. But it's just that period in between how long it gets me to go back in. Sometimes I'll pick my jeans up. Even now, I buy extra. Like a lot of my jumpers, they're too big for me because I still buy extra large, thinking that I'm large. But my arms are very big, so what happens? And my shoulders are really big, so it's really difficult sometimes. Like, you know, it's really difficult to find the right sort. And I don't like feeling really tight either. So I do tend to buy a little bit bigger. But yeah, there's times I go upstairs occasionally, look at these jeans, and I'm like, how the fudge did I get into those? Like, and I think back to myself, and it's just.
I think I was a size 24. 22, 24, I think it was.
Wow.
Yeah. My arms now. I mean, my arms. I don't like it because I've got wobbly bits under here and stuff. But back then, look at the size of my arms. They're the size of my legs now.
Wow.
And like my tummy. Do you know what I mean? You can feel my skeleton, and I'm not. That's not me being obsessive. That's me being, you know, realistic, because I've got proper amount of meat around me and a proper amount of muscle. But you can start feeling your skeleton and stuff, which obviously before I'd never been able to do that. And you can feel your coccyx and things like that if you just touch below your bum. You know, all these things. So it's just finding out about your body and it's just, yeah. I don't. Yeah.
You got collarbone for the first time, and I went, it's got a collarbone. Oh my God, it's collarbone.
And I've started getting hair as well now, because obviously women here, which is quite a bony part, but when you don't have a great diet, that's because you lose it, because you lose the muscle that's on there if you're not eating the right amount of protein and stuff. But, you know, I'm starting to build up a little bit there as well now, which is good. So I love it. I love seeing my muscles. Let me just tell you, when I was getting ready, listening to you lot talking while I was just doing hair,
I bet you was excited. Yeah.
Oh my God, honestly, I was like, come on, hurry up, quick. And I was forgotten what I was going to say. I'm so excited, bloody hell. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, tight clothes. Because I don't know who was saying what, but it was like about, I think it was you, Courtney. I think you don't like tight clothes and things like that. And I thought, geez, I'm a 53-year-old, and obviously I like the tightest clothes you could ever. I love it now. And do you know what? When I'm wearing clothes and when I'm showing off my body, do you know what it is for me? It purely is for me, because on the inside, I'm going down the street and I'm going, Joe, you're fucking amazing. Look at you. Look what you've done. No other bastard here knows anything about you. And I feel so good within myself, just sort of, you know what I mean? And I love it. And I know I wear inappropriate clothes probably sometimes. And I know when I go to work and I've got a short skirt on and everything's tight and everything like that. But I love it. I love it. I've worked hard. I want to show it off to myself.
I think for me, really like protective thing. Yeah, again, it comes back to trauma. Like, I try to hide as much as I can. Like, I will do everything I can to not look pleasant to a man. Like, I never wear makeup. I never straighten really or comb my hair. Like, very, very rare occasions. Like, I never, you know, wear a nice top with jeans. Like, I guess a pretty girl look. Like, I love it on other people, but I'm so protective of myself. Like, I literally control every aspect in a way of like to keep myself safe. Like, it's one thing I really want to stop doing, and I can't get to the point where I'm like, you know, I look at, even I can go into the shops and I'm like, oh, I want to wear those like pretty tops and, you know, just look a bit more girly, but I just couldn't. Like, I just know myself. If I was to go through one more trauma, I would not be able to live anymore. Like, it would be that point that I'm so protective now of myself with what I wear, how I look. Like, I would rather look like a tramp or scuffy. Like, I would rather wear a jumper, jeans covered, with my hair up in a messy bun and look so unpleasing to a man any day. Like, but regardless, like Catherine, I really respect when girls take care of themselves and comfortable with, you know, showing their assets off if that's what they want. You know, I always make a joke that if I had big boobs, I'd flaunt them. I'm not saying that I would. Well, actually, I do say that I would, but I know myself if I do, I would cover them. Do you know what I mean?
You would put a puffer coat on and cover them up.
Would you do it? You know, if we was having a girls' night, say we're having a girls' night and we're in an apartment and we've decided to have a girls' night and we're all going to get dressed up, would you do it? We're not going out, it's just the girls.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, when I go out, like I went out for my mum's birthday, and what did I can't even remember what I wore. I did wear a mini dress. It was like quite high neck, and it was like a mini dress. Like, but then when I went out, I wore a long coat, so it covered my ass. Like, if I was walking upstairs and stuff like that.
I get it.
Yeah.
You know what? I think for me, I live in my own little world. So do you know what I mean? Half the time when I go out, it's like I'm on my own anyway. Do you know what I mean? And so I am aware of what's around me, you know, for my safety and stuff like that. But I'm in my own little world. I don't see half the people. Do you know what I mean? And so I just go on and just
it seems like you've had a very you were sort of locked up and sheltered for a very long time, Joe, and now you're sort of just embracing this new change and stuff.
Yeah, because the thing is, right, I'm a 53-year-old menopausal, over 100 pounds lost in body fat woman. I'm very healed from a lifetime of trauma. I'm a different person. So yes, I have had quite a shield. Do you know what? I've been single or in a relationship for the last 20 years. I was out of a relationship. So do you know what I mean? And so life is different. I'm different, and I'm ready to live it. And I want tight-fitting clothes. I was talking about it the other day, actually. I think it's a sensory thing for me, though, because I was saying to them the other day, my mum used to say to me when I was little that I would strip off all the time, didn't like having clothes on. I'm still a bit the same now. Or if my clothes get wet in the summer as a kid, I would strip off. It didn't matter where I was. If I dropped drink over me, I'd just take my clothes off and strip off. And then I think it is, and I think clothes as well with me. I don't want too much clothes. Do you know what I mean? It's too. I want it to just fit on my skin. I know how it feels. I don't want it swaying around or anything like that.
Oh, cold.
The other day we was on a live and all of a sudden I had to do that with my phone. And I thought, but everyone's wondering, it's because my daughter, who has autism, doesn't like clothes on. So she's coming downstairs to close the blinds. Absolutely, completely stalkers. Not a care in the world. For Christmas, we bought her one of those MetaQuest, you know, those things that you put over your eyes. Naked as a jaybird jumping up and down in the living room with this MetaQuest on, not giving a damn. Do you know what I mean? This is her house, this is her safe space. So, but obviously, you know, I get that with the sensory issue. She just doesn't like clothes on. She walks through the door, and by the time she's got here, every stitch is off.
Yeah.
Every stitch is off.
I know what she means, because I'm always fiddling and uncomfortable because things keep moving, and when things move, and I know people probably think you're fidgeting, Joe, but I need to get myself comfortable. I need to get myself. Do you know what I mean? Because if it's all wrong, when I'm out walking or running and stuff, when I do it, like one shoelace comes undone, I then do that up, start running again. I have to stop because now I've just done that one up. It's a different tightness to that one, so I have to have them the same. I know, it's mental.
No, it's not. You're preaching to the converted because I live in a house like that.
Mm.
And not only that, the major's like that as well. And he's got twins that are like that. So it is literally one after the other. And it is literally which one is going to perform.
And do you know what? You know when you moisturise your body and your face and everything, and then you get a hair blonde that's about that big and it's attached to your skin and you can't get the fucker off. And honestly, to me, that is like a spider crawling up and down my arms. And it's like, honestly, I can feel like I can rip my arms off. When I go to bed at night, I have to take all my jewellery off. I have to undo my watch and have it. I keep it on, but have it so it's not tight on. It's just mental.
It's sensory. It is definitely sensory.
So, Courtney, you're going to show us some dance moves then, and we play some music for you.
No, not today.
Why? You're in the house on your own with your dog. You need to play some music and get cracking.
I actually can't lie. I actually do have a knee injury, and I've got my show on. Like I've been wearing a knee brace the last week and a half. And obviously I have my show on Friday, so I've got to let.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough with the excuse.
Next time.
But next week.
Next week you'll be doing a Trump dance, yeah?
I saw that face again.
I was waiting for it on the delayed reaction. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. All right then, guys. I am gonna love you all and leave you all. I'm going over to my game. I'm changing my other channel to my gaming channel, so I'm gonna go over and do what guys do and game for a couple of hours.
What guys do.
Yes,
Guys
indeed.
do.
Another meeting at 9 a.m. in the morning, so yeah, and I've still got a shower and everything.
No worries,
It
but
was only on for half an hour, but here we are, sort of nearly 2 hours later.
fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Everybody, we'll speak again soon, I'm sure. Everyone else, thank you very much for joining.
See you later. Bye. 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 Bye.
Do, 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 do.